Wait a minute. Are you telling me that you built a time machine out of a DeLorean?
Hey guys, Brad M73 here, and welcome back to another issue of the Eaglemoss Presents Build the Back to the Future DeLorean. Looking at issue 40 this time around, and I can confirm that we're actually going to be able to do the Mike Lane carpet mod in this issue. But we're going to have to kind of go about it a little bit differently. We're going to have to kind of switch some of the steps around, which isn't going to be, you know, a very big deal at all. So we've got all of our instructions here, quite a bit more. This may end up being a little bit longer. Some interesting information about Biff in this issue. A little bit of Universal Backlot Studios, and then we'll see what we get in the next issue, which is the center console. All right, let's get started. Let's get it started. Okay, so we need to take this first. We just need to completely disregard the instructions at this point, and we know we're going to need some BP screws. So we need this piece here, and then these are AP screws, so I'm going to assume that these are the BP screws, and they are. Okay. Now, these are all of the pieces that have, or I'm sorry, this is the side of the piece of plastic. You've got flat, it's nice and flat here, and then we've got a bunch of screw holes and stuff. So obviously that's not going to go inside towards the interior. Plus we have 3 screw holes here on the bottom, and those are going to sit right like this. And then they're going to fall out. So let's get our BP screws. We just need 3 of them. And I think that's all we're going to use for the issue. And we're just going to line this up somehow. Uh-oh. Got that extra screw on there. No big deal. And the reason why I'm doing this first is because the carpet mod, when you install the carpet mod is actually going to go this way and up. So we want to make sure that everything is set in place so that we don't have any problems with the mod. Okay, seems to be on there pretty good. All right, drum roll here. So first, we're going to get out these bits. So we're going to have this piece here, which is going to go on like this. And so we're going to kind of roll it out as we go, I think. And then we'll just be able to place it right up there. It just, I mean, it aligns perfectly with the holes. I mean, absolutely perfectly. Mike Lane, excellent work, my friend. Okay, so we're going to start off. Hopefully I can kind of peel this as I go. But I got to get it started, so this will be the fun part, I guess. No instructions on how to do this. And because the carpet is flexible, it makes it even funner. Come on, surely it can't be this much of a pain. Okay. Okay, there we go. I am told in the instructions that this is incredibly sticky stuff. So, okay, I'm just going to fold this, and then we're going to try to just fit it over these holes here. Okay. So far, so good. All right. So now I'm just going to peel. I'm going to peel it up a little bit and just kind of roll it forward. Go over this hole again. This is really nice. I'm going to go up to the next hole here, just kind of peel it back. Okay, now we have to be a little bit more careful because of this curve here. I was going to use the tweezers, but I think I'm just going to use my fingers and slowly just roll this up. And voila. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take, that's probably not the, just want to make sure that it's all pushed down. Excuse me. All right. I think she is on there. All right, now for the other side. I'm just going to do what I did last time. Just going to poke through the underside of the paper with an X-Acto knife, just keeping it flat. Okay, this one is a little bit different because we don't have any posts or anything like that to really guide us. So I gotta be a little bit more careful on the alignment here. Alright, so I think maybe what I'll do is I'll start off with the hole. Okay. just going to go right across the bottom. Okay. Now it feels like it's kind of shifting right. It's wanting to go in the wrong direction. Okay. So let's try to align this a little bit better. We can kind of make some more, you know, if we make any mistakes, it's a little bit easier here because it's all under, you know, it's all going to be underneath the seat and you're never going to see it, you know, once everything's put together. Oh, there it is. And I'm just using kind of like the rounded tips here just to kind of push down to make sure I'm getting a good seal. Okay. Okay. And there's a little bit of overlap right in the center, but that's not going to cause a problem, I don't think. All right. Okay. Now next, we have to put these side bits in. This is really nice. Okay, so it's going to be like this. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Oh my gosh, this part's actually harder. Because it has to be all the way down against the carpet. I wonder if I can kind of, no. Okay. All right, I think we got it. Whew. Now this doesn't line up exactly perfectly with this hole, so I'll probably take an X-Acto knife and trim that out. Not a big deal though. Okay. Okay, and so then this gets folded over. Now this is nice because there's a little peg here, so that's going to help us with the alignment. And there's going to be a whole center console over the middle here too, so you know, it's going to cover up some of the flaws in installation under here. Wait, it's me. There's no flaws. Gotta remember who I'm dealing with here. All right, so there's one side done. I think it looks perfect. And now for the other side. Uh-oh. There we go. Now I wonder if I just kind of, let me angle this a little bit. And if I kind of set this up in here like this first. Yeah, maybe I should have done it that way. So if I set this here first, and then I stick the back part, now all I have to do is just kind of pull and stick. So maybe that's a better technique if you're doing the mod. I thought about doing it this way on the first side, but I wasn't sure how this paper backing was going to react. Okay. And line that up on the little peg there again. And push it down on the peg. And again, if this doesn't line up perfectly, you know, we can always go with our X-Acto knife. You know, if you've got a really nice sharp new blade, you know, you're just going to be able to go right around there and trim that up just like that. Very easy to do. And this blade is really nice and sharp, which is why you need to be careful so you don't cut your fingers. And trust me, in my life, I have definitely gotten some pretty serious X-Acto blade cuts as a child and possibly young adult. So we got a couple more holes here. I'm just trying to move it up and down like a saw. It's actually remarkably easy to cut. Or maybe I spoke too soon. So is it the next issue we have the center console? Yeah. Okay. All right, well that'll do for now. So let me get my garbage set aside here. So now we have the working surface to go off of. Okay. So now we're going to have some pedals here. And we have, I'm not exactly sure which ones. That's probably the clutch, which will probably be on the left. Okay. So let's see which one is which. Okay, the gas pedal is the straight one. That's definitely not the clutch pedal. The clutch pedal looks like this one. That's 40B. And then the brake pedal is this big long one. Okay. All right. So 40D. Is that the... Okay, that's the brake pedal. So that should be this big long one here. Should go in through the hole here. Okay. Now there's a pin. Okay. Oh, I didn't really need to cut that again, did I? So there's a pin here. That's part number 40E. And I'm just going to use... Okay, there's the spring, and here's the pin. So once we push this pedal through the back, there's a hole in the pedal. This is going to go through the hole, like so, I guess. And then we get to pull the pedal back towards the front, and it's just going to seat in a little notch right here. Okay. And then another piece is going to go on top of that, which looks like this piece. Which is going to sit right like there. And then we use 2 AP screws. AP. Okay, so there we've got our little brake pedal. Okay, now there's a hole here and a spring, and there's a hook on one side of the spring, so we just have to line that up to the hole somehow, put that through there. That wasn't too bad. And then we screw the spring into this post just below it with another AP screw. Okay. And that should allow for some spring tension. All right, next we have the clutch pedal. This one just fits right there and screws, looks like it screws directly into the back. Is this supposed to be up a little higher? And then the gas pedal which is going to fit right there. Now my only concern right now is this piece doesn't want to spring, you know, it doesn't want to pull that all the way up. So I may that spring just might be a little bit too long. I mean, it works, but if I were to cut the spring, maybe cut about 1/3 off of it, and then bend one of the loops down and re-screw it, that actually would give it a lot more spring tension. But we'll see. We'll see how that works, and I might come back to that. Okay, so there's the 3 pedals. Next, we have this wired part and a little switch here. Where does this go? Okay. So this is going to fit like this in here. And unfortunately, we don't have a way to test it. Well, that should work just fine. Looks like it's pushing up where it needs to. So, okay. What in the world? Oh. Okay. There's like a little peg right here, like a kind of a flat one. Just make sure that you have the little prongs there down below that. Okay, now it almost looks like the circuit is closed, but it's hard to tell. So I'm gonna push the brake. All right. Well, we're gonna have to wait for a while to test that. So now we have some of these little pegs again, or not pegs, but kind of like holders. So we're gonna put those in place, and then I think we're pretty much done. So let's see, where does this one go? It's gonna go right here, underneath there. Right like that. Okay, so that's going to hold that right in place. Okay, so now we just have to run the... Hello. We have to run the yellow wire straight out the back. Like this. And we have these bits. Let's get a screw ready here. Whoop. There, now I think it's in there. Come on, get in there. There. Perfect. Now we just put the last 2 pieces in place, and we're done. Okay. All right. So that's really everything. The only thing I could really do is, like I said, I can cut that spring to help bring the brake pedal up a little bit further. But other than that, the carpet looks absolutely amazeballs. I highly recommend it. It's not cheap, but you know, I think it's going to breathe a lot of life into the car once it's done. So thumbs up. So far so good with the first pack. Now I also have the cutouts for, I think these are for the doors and maybe the ceiling or something. I can't remember exactly what the, oh, this is I think for behind the driver's seat or something maybe. I can't remember, but there's like 4 or 5 pieces in here too. So, but that's a different set, so you have to purchase that as well. And with that, and let's see, I got the 88 mile per hour dashboard. I meant to buy the 0 mile per hour one, but that's all right. And then the rest of the decals sets. This is like, I think it's like the center console. It's just like several additional decals, and we'll look at those, you know, when we come to different parts of the build that will require, you know, one of the decals from this set. And I don't know, it's, you know, $100 and something, $115. I can't remember exactly off the top of my head. Money well spent. I mean, if you're spending this kind of money on the model anyway, and you want, you know, an extra bit of detail, then by all means, give Mike Lane a shout. I'll have his email or whatever contact information I have for him. But I think off the top of my head, it is an email. And you can get in touch with him. Oh, wrong way. But there we go. Issue 40. Guys, leave a thumbs up. Hit that thumbs up button. Hit the like button. Helps me out tremendously. If you haven't done so, be sure to subscribe. But let me know down in the comments section what you think of the build so far. And I'll see you next time for more Build the Back to the Future DeLorean. I'm Brad M73, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now, guys.